Have you ever wondered why some women, even the smartest, kindest, and most capable ones, doubt themselves all the time? If that's you, or someone you love, let's talk about the psychology behind it in a way that feels honest, human, and real. Self-doubt in women often doesn't come from weakness. It usually comes from years of being overly responsible, overly aware, and overly tuned in to what everyone else needs. Many women grew up learning to be the good girl, the one who doesn't cause trouble, who gets things right the first time, who stays polite even when she's hurting. It sounds harmless, but over time, it teaches your brain one big message. If I'm not perfect, something is wrong with me. And when life gets messy, as it always does, that old message gets triggered. Suddenly, you question your choices, you overthink your words, and you replay conversations in your head like a movie you wish you could re-edit. You don't doubt yourself because you're unsure. You doubt yourself because you've spent years trying to avoid disappointing anyone. Another part of this psychology comes from emotional sensitivity. Women who doubt themselves are often deeply intuitive, deeply empathetic, and deeply tuned into other people's moods. You can walk into a room and immediately feel the tension. You can sense when someone is off, even if they don't say a word. And because you're so aware of others, you sometimes forget to check in with yourself. You assume that if someone else is unhappy, you must have done something wrong. That's not insecurity, that's emotional over-responsibility. And then there's comparison. Maybe you've noticed it, women tend to compare themselves not to average standards, but to impossible ones. You compare yourself to the perfect woman online, the confident coworker at work, the mother who somehow always looks put together. You hold yourself up to standards nobody could ever meet, and then you wonder why you feel behind. But the truth is, you're not behind. You're just being incredibly hard on yourself. Here's the part many people don't talk about. Women who doubt themselves are usually the ones who care the most. You care about doing a good job. You care about being a good partner. You care about how your choices affect the people around you. And caring deeply is beautiful, but it can also become heavy if you never give yourself permission to be human instead of flawless. If you're still listening, I want to ask you something. Have you ever doubted yourself in situations where you actually knew exactly what you were doing? If yes, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your experience. Now, let's talk about the shift. Because the goal isn't to become someone who never doubts anything. The goal is to recognize the moment self-doubt shows up, take a breath, and remind yourself this isn't truth, this is an old pattern. You can start small, make one decision today without asking 5 people for their opinion. Compliment yourself once without brushing it off. Speak up even if your voice shakes a little. Step into situations with the mindset of good enough is enough. Bit by bit, you retrain your brain to trust you again. Women who doubt themselves aren't lacking strength. In fact, they're usually carrying far more strength than they ever give themselves credit for. They've survived heartbreak, pressure, expectations, criticism, emotional labor, and still show up for the people they love. Imagine what would happen if that same love and loyalty was finally turned inward. You don't need to become someone else. You just need to stop treating your softness like a flaw. Because the world doesn't benefit when you shrink. It benefits when you finally see what the rest of us already see. A woman who is capable, intuitive, and far stronger than her self-doubt wants her to believe.